Guys, when you change something that really isn't broken, you kind of end up breaking something. And we need to discuss this. Oh, all right, Jeep. I think you and I have to have a little chat. I think you're kind of losing your way. You're kind of not listening to your customers. You're going in directions. Well, okay, fancy stuff really isn't why people buy Jeeps. Okay, and I get you're owned by the same company that makes, Alfa Romeos and, Maseratis, and I totally get that. But the thing is all this fancy stuff you're putting in your vehicles are causing a lot of problems. So much so that when you type in Jeep problems, you get over 5 million hits, and there's even websites dedicated to Jeep problems. And these aren't old Jeeps, these are new Jeep problems, like serious electrical problems after having a brand new vehicle for just a year. Okay, you guys are shooting yourself in the foot and you're going to hurt your own brand. I love Jeep to death, really do. I've been a fan of the brand for years and years and years. If somebody gave me a new Jeep, I'd turn it in for something else. That's how bad it is, guys. You need to listen to your customers, you know. And again, I realize your customers are a bit posh, perhaps, and you got, well, Fiat isn't exactly that posh, but that's who owns you. Um, I get that. You want to have kind of a across all your brands, you want to have, your thing. Yeah, okay. I get that. You can't make a Jeep posh. Okay? That's not why people buy it. People don't buy Jeeps because it has heated leather seats, because it has, fancy this and fancy that. No, people buy Jeeps because they want to go through crazy stuff. And even in the pictures on your website, okay, you see, Jeeps going through terrain and going through snow, and that's all well and good, but let's be honest, you can't really do that in a new Jeep. Darn thing will fall apart, which is one of the complaints on the pages. Which part was it that falls off a lot? I don't even know. But the electrical problems are the main thing, because after you own a Jeep for a year, you got to drop, $2,000 because you can't get the thing to work. Really, guys, really. Sometimes you just have to stop and go back to basics. I'm not saying you don't know what you're doing, because you obviously do. You own a lot of car brands. What I am saying is you need to focus, okay? Because each car brand has its own personality, has its own fan base, and people buy a car for certain reason. There are people who are Dodge people that like the Dodge personality. There are people who are Maserati people that like the vehicle's personality. And there are people that buy Jeeps. And what you're doing by adding all the fancy crap and destroying its electrical system, you're messing with Jeep's personality, which is going to have a negative effect on the fan base, which is going to equate in less sales. Now, you're a business, you need to think of these things. Anyway, Jeep, that's what I wanted to tell you. Or Fiat, I guess they own you. If you go ahead and fix this, that would be great. Maybe I'll buy a new Jeep in a few years after they're, more reliable. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.